Good afternoon, guys. I am Dom,
I am Jamie.
and we are back with the cutting room floor today. This was kind of a me pick. It is a me pick. There's a '80s movie I wanted to see that I've never seen, and it's kind of crazy I've never seen it. But Jamie has seen it, and I told him I wanted to watch this, and he was like, "That's great." I was like, "You know what? Let's do it. Let's do something I ain't seen, so I can get something fresh and fun." And so we picked 1988's License to Drive, starring the Coreys, Corey Haim, Corey Feldman. Rest in peace to Corey Haim.
Yes.
Glad Corey Feldman's still alive. He's in a decent place right now.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's aged much.
No,
It's
even
crazy.
with all the drugs and stuff.
Yeah.
Heather Graham's still looking great.
I think this is her first film.
This got to be. I was like,
Yeah.
88. I was like, this or maybe Drugstore Cowboy.
I think
that's
Drugstore
89.
Cowboy was like, yeah,
year
after.
89 or 90, something like that. Yeah. Drugstore's 89. So I'm like, she
Is that
did
Matt
that.
Dillon?
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
Love that movie. So good. I think Matt Dillon's so underrated, but that's a conversation for another day. And his parents are good in this.
Yeah.
Carol Kane
is incredible.
Plays good.
Always.
I was like, she's great.
Yes.
I was like, Carol Kane is awesome. Like, and she's still great when she's in stuff.
Did you ever see the show Taxi from like the late 70s and early 80s?
I really feel like I have, but I couldn't like recall anything. But that sounds so familiar.
She acted on that show with Andy Kaufman.
Oh.
And he was Latka, so he played this guy from this foreign country, and she was also from that country, and she held her own with Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, she's always she always played like little supporting roles, but she knew how to make herself stand out in these roles. Like she was great.
She's in a new movie with Jason Schwartzman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called, I think, Between the Temples or Between Two Temples. I was just reading about it yesterday.
I love Schwartzman.
Yeah,
that's the man. So. And who's the dad? I forgot his damn name, but he's in a bunch of stuff too.
He was. Did you ever see The Believers with Martin Sheen?
I didn't.
Okay. Did you ever see Rhoda when that show was on? It was a spinoff of the Mary Tyler Moore Show.
No, I never even heard of that.
I think he played Rhoda's sister's boyfriend and/or husband, and Rhoda's sister was played by Julie Kavner, who was the voice of Marge Simpson.
Wow, I love Marge Simpson.
So he, I believe, comes from like really good. Pedigree. He's been in a lot of good stuff. He's usually a supporting guy.
Richard Mazer.
Yeah, Richard Mazer. He's really good. He's really good in God, what I just
and
The Believers.
He's in My Girl too.
Yeah, but The Believers with Martin Sheen. It's a crazy movie, but he's really good.
Yeah, he's an Encino Man.
Yeah, that's a mustache you don't forget.
Oh yeah, he's in The Thing.
Ah, really?
Yeah, he's in Risky
one of your
Business, one of my faves. He's in Risky Business, another one of my favorites.
Wow.
Yeah, he's in a lot of shit.
You just like Risky Business because of Tom Cruise in his underwear.
Yep, so hot. Yeah. I do.
Whitey tighties.
I do love, right?
1983 whitey tighties.
Yo, right? Like, real white and real tight.
Was that Rebecca De Mornay?
Maybe the chick.
I think
the chick he's banging,
Business.
The prostitute he's banging.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hold on, if I got it right.
It's been a while.
Yes, it is.
Hey, she's in Backdraft.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Yeah,
that's her. I asked you about
her and Jennifer Jason Leigh, I believe, are both.
I love Jennifer Jason Leigh. She's great.
See, I saw Backdraft in theaters back in '91.
Back in '91, the year I was born. Yeah.
I remember just a quick story about 1991. My dad, I wanted him to see Hudson Hawk.
Okay.
Have you ever seen that with Bruce Willis?
Yes, actually.
I actually love that movie.
Yo, it's one of those films where people either love it or
hate it.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, it's actually good because
pretty good.
It's cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to a theater in Reading, and it wasn't playing, but Backdraft was. And he's like, well, while we're here, let's go see Backdraft.
Yeah.
And so I saw Backdraft.
Yeah, you're like, oh, Fireman, great.
Yeah, dude, 91, that was a great year. And plus, Ron Howard directed it.
Mm-hmm.
But look,
that's my man's.
You had Terminator 2.
Terminator 2, man.
And all you need to say is Terminator 2, and you're like, yeah, 91 was a great year.
91 was a good year. A lot of good foreign language films that year, too.
Yeah.
Hey, a great film, Prince of Tides.
Hey, now, you like that? Did you like that? Yeah. Yeah, so you can't really knock it, though, because that was her and Nick Nolte, right?
Yep, dude. Nick Nolte was so good in there.
Dude,
well-deserved Oscar nom.
The Mirror Has Two Faces, I think, was Jeff Bridges. He was good in that, too.
Jeff Bridges is always good.
But, like, I hate to think that, like, she might get some some guff from people, Barbara Streisand, I
Mhm.
mean, but she's a great actress and a great filmmaker. Obviously, a great singer.
Singer too. I was
Yeah.
like, she was very multi-talented woman.
Look, funny girl, because was that Omar Sharif was in that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because I know you love Omar.
Man,
No, that's why I'm saying. And on A Clear Day, You Can See Forever. She was in that. She was great in that.
Never seen that.
Okay.
But Barbara's great. Stars Born.
Oh yeah,
Back
with
in the day.
Chris Christopherson.
Yeah, that's my dude too. I
Dude,
love him.
I just heard Me and My Bobby McGee last night. And he wrote for
Yep,
Janice.
see, that's what I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
Everybody forget he's a good musician.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he's like 88 or something,
Yeah.
still playing music,
But
bro.
he still looks
He
like
looks like he did
in Blade. That's what I was gonna say.
It's like
I
he
forget
looks like-
what was his name in Blade?
Oh shit,
Whistler.
Whistler,
Yeah, yeah. I was like, he still looks like Whistler.
I'm like, that's exactly how
Yeah,
he looks.
yeah.
Like he kind of got age locked there. It's
Yeah,
kind of nice. I'll
Because
take it.
he looked ancient for so long.
Yeah, I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
I'm like Heaven's Gate. That's like 83 or something. He's looking old in there.
And he was in Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore.
Yeah,
Early
yeah,
first 80s.
yeah, still looking kind of old. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
But anywho, so License to Drive. Sorry, we
Yes,
got
yes,
real off
yeah.
there.
Oh my.
But
1988.
88, directed by what's his name?
It was Greg Beeman,
Greg Beeman. Yeah.
who actually went
What
on.
does he do?
Believe it or not, I don't know any other films. I'm sure he did some, but he does a lot of TV work. So he did
Okay.
a lot of like Smallville and I think
Okay,
Arrow,
okay.
like those shows
So
and like
you got
WB
some
shows.
respect for him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you can tell with those shows. Like Glenn Winter usually does like the pilots for those types of shows, but then like Greg Beeman takes over and he has a certain style that's really good. And obviously, you see License to Drive is like a teen movie, and those shows like Smallville especially was like a teen show.
Yeah.
Well, at least when it started. So he helped set that style and that standard.
That.
Yeah, he is a good director.
I'm like, I was like, I don't know this guy at all. I was like, I don't know.
Well, this was his first movie. He probably
All
did.
right.
Who knows? He might have done like
This is a good
music
first
videos
film.
and stuff.
This is definitely, yeah, he feels like if somebody was like, this was my first movie I made in the 80s, I'd be like, you're not bad. You're on
Yeah,
your way,
yeah.
for sure. All right, so we got some stats. Rotten Tomatoes, 24%.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
really.
I mean, but I can easily see critics not liking this.
Yeah,
It's
especially
so
like
goofy.
and it came out like 2 years after like Ferris Bueller.
Yes, and
So
it's definitely Ferris
it's-
Bueller at night.
Yeah, yeah, and it's that wave of like, what can we do to like rape whatever John Hughes has been doing?
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
definitely a John Hughes. It's birthed out of John Hughes.
Yes, yeah.
Like I was watching The Others last night, and that's birthed out of The Sixth Sense.
Oh
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So-
Oh yeah, it's the next year.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's right after it, and like the whole thing, it's got a very Sixth Sense vibe to it. But IMDb 6.3, not too bad, not too bad. That's about where I would expect it to be. Letterboxd 3.1, not a great score, but not a bad score either. Out of all the films I watched
Yeah.
yesterday, it's not the lowest score on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Lowest one was The Program, 93.
Oh, okay.
I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. There's a dude in there, huge. Oh my god, looks like he ate a guy.
Wow.
But yeah, good football movie. 90s as fuck. So, License to Drive, it's 80s as fuck.
It is.
You know,
it
it's
is.
so
That's what it is.
unapologetically 80s. It's so 80s, it feels like it was made after the 80s.
Yeah, yeah, almost as an homage to what Johnny's
Yes,
done. Yes.
absolutely. That's what,
Yes.
like it's
You're
80s
right.
like that. So this movie, it's a simple plot. You got a kid, so you got Corey Haim, Les, and
Les Anderson.
Les
Oh,
Andes.
so just really quick, Les Anderson, right? Do you think the Wachowski siblings watch this movie? Because how many times has he called Mr. Anderson?
Yo, a lot.
Yeah.
And then they call his dad that.
Yeah. So I was like, I wonder if they were
They
fans
were
of this
definitely
movie
probably watching
or
License to
interned
Drive.
on it
Yeah.
or something, you know?
yeah, they're
Right?
definitely fans, probably. I mean, I
Yeah.
can see them liking
They would have to be.
Yeah, it's
That's why you have Agent Smith
David
or whatever.
Smith, they're like,
Mr. Anderson.
right?
And then he ripped up Keanu's driver's license.
Yeah.
So
Yo,
that's
you
how you
know
know.
what? They definitely were watching it.
wait,
They're
did he
like,
rip up the? I don't know.
yeah. I mean, they put him in the car.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And he wasn't driving.
He wasn't driving.
Yeah.
But so this movie, it's simple. It starts out you get this weird like horror sequence.
Oh,
where
that's a great
It's a
scene,
great opening scene.
Because he's just daydreaming.
He's daydreaming and he's like chained to a school bus, and it's like
Yeah.
you're never gonna drive. But he breaks out the school bus and
Yes.
he hops in a Ferrari, and Heather Graham is in there. And even when she was young, she was still pretty. After that, I was like, let me go on her Instagram, see what she's looking like.
She looks
still looking good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
still
because she's like
looking good.
early 50s.
Yeah, I'm like, still looking good. But
She's not quite your saber-toothed tiger, but she can be a cougar now. Right? I mean, we talked about that last week.
Saber-toothed tiger.
She's not quite there.
Chill, not quite, but no, she's still looking right. But so he hops in a Ferrari with her,
Yeah.
and they peel out. Now I'm gonna throw a nitpick out already because I
Okay.
did have some.
I did too.
Yeah, there's a lot.
A lot of it has to do with driving. For me. Believe it or
So this dude's running from the school bus in a Ferrari. I'm like, you're in a fucking Ferrari.
The school bus is
like
on his bumper.
That's what I was like, bro,
Yes.
you would dust this bus in seconds.
Yes.
I'm like, this bus would have no chance of catching you.
Yeah.
You're gone, bro. I was just a nitpick. But the bus is up his ass, but then he does some cool shit and he blows it up. And
Yeah.
the way she gives him the match and
Yeah.
it's so 80s and so like, but it's funny because you can tell they're like parodying like the 80s action movies that were
Yes,
coming
yes.
out at that time.
And also probably like the Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Because
Absolutely.
it's like a
That's
nightmare
exactly
within the movie.
what it, yes, I was like, that's
Yeah.
exactly what I was like. It was a homage to like the Freddy movies
Yeah.
and like the 80s cheesy action.
Yes,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
happening.
They combined both of them.
Yeah, it was dope. But he
Yeah.
wakes up and he's in driver's class.
Driver's ed.
Which he should be awake for,
Yeah, he
which
should
you'll
be.
figure out later why he should be awake. and what probably my favorite scene in the film. But this dude's sleeping and they're going over all the shit that's gonna be on his test.
Yeah, yeah. Especially you could hydroplane.
Yes, the hydroplane. And I
Yeah.
was like, that's really important to know.
There's a lot of
'Cause I know
foreshadowing.
a lot of dudes who didn't know what to do in a hydroplane situation and crashed.
Wow.
So I'm like, I knew once they were 10, I'm like, oh, just roll. I was like, just
Yeah.
roll. And we'll get there. But so he's sleeping. But the one thing is, the kid can drive. He definitely
can.
knows
That's
how to
what's
drive.
amazing.
He knows how to drive.
Because yeah. I mean, we'll get to your favorite scene. I think.
Yeah, we'll get there. But
And a lot of people's favorite.
When I was a kid, dude, when I was like 14, 15, dude, my mom used to always just tell me to go out and drive. She's like, this is how you learn how to drive. Somebody sitting next to you telling you what to do, like that, all you need that for is like the first day, okay? Operating a car isn't hard. She's like, you need to just go out on your own. So she would just send me on little errands, like, go to the store up the street and get this, take the car.
Really?
Yeah. And dude, that's how I got good at driving. So by the time I was like ready to get my permit and take my driver's test, I knew I was very comfortable behind the wheel. So like,
Yeah.
just like him, like he clearly has been practicing.
Yeah.
So somebody's been, you know, driving with him or letting him roll.
And his sister, he has a twin sister.
Yes, he has a twin sister who is probably the most pointless character in this whole movie.
Because they don't flesh her out at all.
Not at all. They plant all these seeds that never grow,
nothing,
and that was also a nitpick. But I'll save that nitpick for shit. So he has a twin sister. They're total opposites. All right? And this kid, all he cares about is getting his license. Him and his boys, all they care about is him getting his license.
Yeah.
He's going to be the first one. And that's kind of how it is when you're a teen.
Yeah.
When you get it, all you got it.
Yes,
Especially if that guy gets a car. It's game over.
In a way, even though this is before Goodfellas came out, it's kind of like when Joe Pesci was going to be made. We're all made.
We're all made. Yes. That's a perfect example.
Yes.
You're getting made. We're all made. For real. Because it's like, I'm with you all the time anyway. So if you driving, we driving.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So it's like that. And that's really how I think this movie shows becoming a teen driver actually is beautifully depicted and very accurate. Because we'll get to the driver's test scene. That is the most accurate scene, I think, in the whole movie to driving in real life.
And also his dad's reaction to him afterwards when he takes the car and drives
up the street,
drives Mercedes, and he's like, we'll get there. I'm sorry. I love his dad. Now they're older. I love his dad.
What I'm saying. I was like his parents were great characters. Like I was like, yo, the parents are. I was like, we'll get there. So So he's driving, or he's clearly knows how to drive, and all he's thinking about is driving. They have dinner at night, and something disgusting. His mom. Dude, she takes a giant. She's pregnant.
Yeah.
So she takes a giant plate of mashed potatoes and smothers it in ketchup.
Yeah.
And I was just like, bro, that looks so not good. I was like, and then they all look at her like she's crazy. She's like, I ate this with all of you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah. No.
but
Okay.
they're like, all right, whatever.
Oh, because he has a younger brother.
He has a younger brother too, and he's funny too.
Yeah.
The two brothers are cool. The sister sucks, but
Yeah.
she's definitely the most pointless character. But anyway,
She is, and that's sad.
it's sad because they could have Ferris Buellered her a little better.
Yeah.
Because his sister was far more important to the plot than she was.
They could have added an extra like 20 minutes to the movie.
They really
it's only
could.
like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
they
you know,
could have.
back then they were not going to let that movie run more than 90
Yeah,
minutes.
and that's all it had. It could be.
They were like 90 is max.
Yeah.
They're like, we really like 85.
Yeah,
You know, like,
attention spans suck.
yeah.
Look at all the Police Academy movies.
Yeah, bro, they're like 70 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. And that's all we need.
That's all we need. But so he's like basically like, bro, I got this in the bag. I'm about to get my license. It's game over. It's all he's thinking about. He's telling his dad he wants a BMW. He's like, so you want a $23,000
Oh
car?
my God,
And
yeah.
you've never fucking had a job. And it's like, cool.
Yeah.
No problem, son. Yeah, that's exactly.
Yes, yeah.
That's why I love
And,
his dad.
and we're going to have a new baby.
Yeah,
At least one.
Yeah, and there's already 3, you motherfuckers.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like, but that's why it's so funny because I'm like, clearly they have money, dude. Dad drives a BMW, and mom drives an Audi. So
Yeah,
the dad and his grandfather have swapped cars.
Yes.
And he has his dad's
Cadillac. Yeah.
And his dad
I called it a Buick last night.
Yeah, he did. It's Caddy. Yeah. So he's got his dad's Caddy, and his grandfather has,
and it's like a 72.
It's a whole, it's a big body.
It's
boy.
a Pitmobile.
It is, bro.
Yeah.
My great grandma, I think like a 78 fucking big body,
Dude,
blue Caddy. It was
think
nice though.
You met Felicia's dad, right?
Yeah. Oh, he looks like a Cadillac.
Yeah.
He looked like he's driving a Cadillac. No questions asked.
Yeah. She's told me, she's like, that's his type of car.
Oh,
I was watching the movie. She was like, yeah, that's definitely.
She's like, my dad would drive this, no problem. Yep. I was like, and he even said granddad on the back.
Yeah, grandpa.
I'm like, why would it say grandpa? I'm like, he's probably had this thing forever. It would probably be his name. Like,
it's as old as Les.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's like 16 years old.
Exactly. So I'm like, I guess he was like, I'm getting this car, and now that I'm a granddad, I'm gonna put my grandpap on the plate. So the dad comes and picks this kid up from school the next day.
Oh, that's right.
And so he's about to go talk to Mercedes because was this? This was after the party. I skipped a part.
Yeah,
so they go to a party, right? Him and his boys go to the party, and everyone's embarrassed because their parents are dropping them off.
Yeah.
I don't know how I forgot this. This is one of the better scenes.
Yeah, there's a lot of good scenes.
There is. I'm like, it's a lot of good scenes. So they drop them off. All their parents drop these kids off at this party, and Mercedes is dating this older guy. Mercedes is
an older, like I'm assuming he's Italian. He's driving a Ferrari.
He's definitely Italian. He's driving a Ferrari, and he's like got an accent. And everything.
Yeah, he's like, I hated these kids.
But he's easily supposed. Dude, looks like he's like 30 years old.
Yeah,
I'm like, bro, you're. Like,
he should definitely be in jail.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, this girl's like 15 or 6. I guess she's 16. She has a license, so she's probably 16 at most 17.
Yeah,
and I'm like, bro, like at least let her be legal. I'm like, at least wait till she's 18. She's definitely not 18. I'm like. I'm pretty sure laws were 18 back then. I don't think that was the age of consent. But so they're all definitely 16. So this guy is at least 30, maybe even older, bro. I don't know. That dude was looking old, but because he had his own place and everything.
Yeah.
So like,
this later on, he's like, she's gonna
move in with me. So I'm like, this dude is definitely, and he's rich, obviously. This guy's old, bro. Yeah. So I'm like, this guy's too old to be.
He's Jack from Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights,
That's who he is.
Yeah.
He's trying to get Roller Girl.
He is.
That's what it is.
But Jack doesn't fuck Roller Girl.
That's true. That's true. You're right.
He's like, I want you for something
as far as we know in this film, she hasn't done anything with this dude.
She's definitely fucked this dude.
Okay.
Come on, bro.
I'm just saying, as far
a guy that old is not going to pursue a girl that young if she ain't giving up the tail. It's just that simple, bro. The reason you're going to go for a young girl and not fuck her?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, shoot, I'll get me an oldie that's going to put out before I do that.
Hey, I mean, the cheaper cuts. Yeah. So Mercedes would be the fillet.
She's a fillet for sure in this movie. She's definitely filleting this movie. Not even New York strip, bro. She's filleting this. So at the party, she's mad at him. Chill. She's mad at him.
Yeah, for some reason they never
say why she's mad,
like,
but she's mad.
And she's upset.
Yeah, she's pissed off, and she basically sees
and
Les Dean and Charles sitting there being nerds. Yeah, and I mean they're nerds. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, they are. Because what are they talking about when they come in? They're
talking about all the chicks in there.
Yeah, what cars they're losing virginity in.
That shit is hilarious.
Yeah,
and I like how, which word would this chick be? Cargo van. The big girl, yeah. The like little prissy girl station wagon. I was like, yeah, that's funny. So that part is
Corey
funny.
Feldman is
He's
great.
Funny as shit, dude. He is.
He's great.
He's such a dick in this movie, but he is funny. But so they're talking about that, and she walks in, she's arguing with the bull. And she's like, well, I got a date Saturday with this guy, with Les. And he's like, me? And he's like, she's like, can we maybe make that arrangement?
Yeah, can we make arrangements?
Yeah, it was good. So he's like, shoot, this is literally the girl of his dreams. So the next day he's at school, he gets out, his dad comes and picks him up in the caddy, and he's waiting for his dad. And who's sitting there right by him? Mercedes.
No, he's not waiting for his dad.
Oh, no,
Dean, Corey Feldman like pushes him off the bus, like she's right there.
Yeah,
you got to talk to her.
And his dad pulls up, and he's like, "Yo, Les."
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, son,
oh shit,
it's Papa."
It's Papa. Yeah, I'm like, "Yo, he made it so embarrassing," screaming out the window. Yeah. Hey, come over here, Les.
Yeah,
come here, son. Yeah. And Les, where are you going? Yeah, he starts walking away
Is
from
it not
this
cool to have
dude.
a dad anymore?
Yeah, he's like walking away from this bull, and he's like, he pretty much explains the situation to dad. Like, I was trying to get some tail, bro. Like, you kind of threw a big old block up.
He's like, I thought I'd just swing by, which is weird because Les should have been on the bus.
It should have been on the bus. And so that's obviously already a terribly written flaw.
Yeah.
But it's cool because it works out for a funny scene. So he's like, Dad, yo, trying to impress this girl.
Yeah.
You should let me drive her home in the caddy. You just wait on the corner with the
after
diapers.
They picked up like boxes of diapers.
Yeah, you wait with the diapers. And so he convinces his dad to let him do it.
Yeah, because his dad's like, I understand.
I get it. And I was thinking, like, if I was a dad that age, would I do it too? I was like, I probably would.
Yeah, because you understand, like, that's everything at that moment.
Yep. I'm like, dude, this is all. Like, and I'd see the girl and be like, hey, son, go for it, buddy. I'd be like, shit, you bring her home, Mom will be impressed. I was like, she'd be like, my son pulled that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh?
Right? So I let him do it too. So, the dad's literally standing on the corner holding big ass boxes of Pampers,
boxes and bags,
boxes and big. I'm like, these are like from Costco, bro.
Yes, yeah.
So my man's just standing there, and like, she's like, where you live? She's like, oh, I just live like 3 blocks up, bro.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, bet, perfect. And she's like, but I'm not going home. I'm going to my friend's house who lives in Cedar Hills,
and he's
which is probably like 15, 20 minutes away at least. It sounded far. The way his facial reaction sounded far.
Yeah.
Like, it sounded like...
And look, you have to realize Corey Haim, his acting in this, even like with his face.
Dude, he was spectacular.
Yes.
I was like, this kid put this film on his fucking shoulders.
He
dude.
did.
He really did.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about when we started.
Yes, because I went into it thinking this was going to be a Corey movie, like and I was like, no, this is a Corey Haim show.
Corey Feldman is great, but Corey Haim
really doesn't come into like the second half.
Yeah,
like
you're right because he's there
until they take the car later to him to fix it. Like, so that's really when he comes in. That's like 40 minutes in at least.
because he's like the catalyst for all the bullshit in the second.
Yes, bro, that's what we'll get there. So this motherfucker tells her he gonna take her. And the dad sees him taking off, and he can just sense like, something wrong here.
Yeah, oh shit,
bro. This dude takes her all the way wherever the fuck it is, and the dad has to like walk home, and it's hot as shit, and the dad's sweating his ass off, bro.
Because they're in California.
They're in Cali. It's like it's definitely summertime, like or getting close to summer. It's probably like spring, like it's at least April, probably May.
Yeah.
So it's like, we'll just say it's May because I feel like school's getting ready to let out.
It seemed like
it just felt like it. Like, so we'll say it's May. It's hot as shit, California, May. You carrying all them Pampers too, bro.
Yeah.
It ain't like you just walking down the street, bro.
Yeah.
He had so many, bro. It was like 4 big ass, like.
Yeah, it's like a skid.
It's,
he had a skid of Pampers, basically.
And basically, he bought every pamper in the store at Costco. I'm telling you. So he gets home, he's pissed. He's like,
because Les picks him up then.
Yeah, he picks him up
because he's like dropping everything on the
street. So he gets him, and like they get home, and like he's pissed.
He's reaming into it.
And the mom thinks it's funny.
Yeah,
because she's pregnant, and she's like, I get it.
And the dad's like, why didn't you just be honest with her? Tell her the truth. And Les is like, and have her have a heart attack from laughing her ass off. And the dad's reaction is like, her have a heart attack. Yeah. That's like one of the best parts because he's still dripping
dying,
sweat.
Bro.
Yeah,
bro, his hair is falling, everything. I was like, he was sweating for real. They ain't just spraying with mist, bro. I'm like, they had him go run on the treadmill.
That's method acting.
Yeah, he was sweating, bro.
Yeah.
And like the mom thinks it's funny, bro.
Because she's doing like
yoga. She's doing aerobics or something. I'm like, she's working out, and like
pregnant lady
she's like
yoga.
cracking up, and she's basically like, let it go.
Yeah, like, she's like, boys. She's like, he's a teenager.
She's like, you were a kid once, you get it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I'm like, that's cool of her, and that's why she's so great. Like her acting was great, especially all through the night when she's waking up.
Oh my god, yeah.
But, so he's like, all right, son, I'm gonna let you essentially let him slide, bro.
Yeah.
Long story short, it's time to take the driver's test.
Oh, your favorite scene.
My favorite scene, bro.
So, like the whole driving,
from the test from the written to the end of the drive, like from the road. Yes. So, bro, I was literally laughing from start to finish from the start. So,
and it's Corey Haim's acting that makes it so good.
He blows this shit up, dude. He really does. Like, because he goes in this bitch confident.
He does. He's like, I got this.
He said they should just give licenses.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because he answered the first couple questions.
Right. And he's like, this is a money shot.
Yeah.
So him and his sister go and take the driver's test at the same time.
Yes.
And his sister clearly has been studying and is far more prepared than him. Now, when I'm watching it, I totally forgot he was falling asleep in class until they started asking the questions like, he was sleeping.
Yeah, because that's what he was, he should have been paying attention to.
Should have been paying attention. I was like, he's about to fail. So she's like, the instructor's like, listen, you have 5 questions you can get wrong. As soon as you have 5, you automatically fail.
I think it's the 6th one you fail.
Oh, yeah.
You can get 5 wrong.
5, yeah.
Because I counted and he got 5 wrong, and then it's like one more.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
So he can get up to 5 wrong. This man, first question, something simple. He got it right. He was feeling good. He's like, this shit is easy. Money in the bank, bro. Girl in the passenger. Let's go.
Yeah.
His sister's over here flying through this shit. She probably didn't get one wrong, bro. All hers were correct. Next question, he's like, I got this. Incorrect. He's like, oh shit, bro. All this shit was easy, bro. All these questions were easy. Like one was like, it was like if a biker is in your lane while you're driving, why should you do your best to avoid them? And it's like,
or like which way would they?
Or which way? It was like
something.
It was like they're because they're going in the opposite direction of traffic.
Yeah.
It was like because you need to share the road. Y'all both need to share the road. Or it was like because bikers always have the right of passage. And I'm like, everyone knows pedestrians have the right of way.
Yeah, always.
Yeah. And why did he put? Oh, because we need to share the road.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
I'm like this guy.
Yeah,
and then like. They were easy ass questions.
Yes.
And there were only 3 questions or 3 multiple choice.
Yeah.
You had A through C.
He had a 1 in 3 chance.
I'm like, you had a 1 in 3 chance, 33%.
Yeah.
I'm like, when I took my written, first of all, it was 5 questions or 5 answers. So you had A, B, C, D, and E.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no. So,
dude, I took mine in like the early 90s.
Yeah. So it was, mine was 2000s, but I'm like, dude, I was like, I'm so ready. I went in like him because I studied though. I studied that book and I took all the practice tests online.
Yeah,
murdered those tests. The real test, not one motherfucking question I got on the practice test was in my real.
Really?
I am dead serious. I was like, I still passed.
Yeah, but
I definitely got something wrong. I was like, oh shit. I was like,
you're probably.
And this is what it felt like. It was like. So it's like when you're approaching a stop sign.
And you're looking for helicopters?
It was like, how many feet should you put your turn signal on? It's like 400, 425, 475,
What?
500, 550. I'm like, damn,
What?
man, can I get a bat, like a wider
Yeah,
rim?
yeah. What the hell?
I was like, shit. I mean, I knew it was 500, but I was
Yeah,
like,
but
man, I was
how many
like,
people do
I
that?
can easily see someone be like really second guessing themselves
Yeah.
with the answers being that close together. So you're like, oh shit, is it 450? Is it 5? Like, I was like, damn, his was easy, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, I was like,
Oh, yeah,
sitting there-
and like the hydroplaning?
yeah, I like that. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
like, dude, I'm like, that literally, I'm like, you were sleeping. I was like, he's going to get this wrong. He was asleep.
Yeah.
So he gets 5 wrong. And it's like, bro, you got the test it screams at him. You got one more and you're done.
Yeah.
And he starts sweating. He started to panic. Of course, he gets the next and I think the one he failed on was super easy.
It might have been the hydroplaning
I
one.
think it was.
Yeah,
But
that was the last
all
one.
of them were easy. I was like, bro, I ain't looked at a driver's book in like, well over 15 years. I'm like, I'll probably get all these right. So he fails.
Yeah, and he stands
And
up and he's like,
He
damn
stands
it.
up and like screams and like all the computers
Yeah,
somehow
'cause
like
he
he smacks
boxes,
it, right?
He
Yeah.
boxes the computer.
he hits it.
Yeah.
And somehow these 80s ass computers, they're all
They're all
linked or
girl.
something. Yep, they all just shut down. And they're like, oh. And so the DMV, this would never ever happen in real life.
No.
The DMV was like, well, we know your sister passed with flying colors.
How different can you be?
You guys are twins. How different can y'all be? So we just go give you the benefit of the doubt
Yeah.
and assume you passed the written so you can go take the road.
Yeah.
And he's like, bet. I'm like, this kid's about to fucking launder his license, essentially.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, because I'm like, I think he can drive. So I'm like, I do feel like he's gonna pass the
Yeah,
fucking road
it's
test.
just the written. Some people don't test well.
They don't. Some
When it
dude,
comes to writing
dude,
stuff.
I know so many people who failed the written like multiple times. I'm like, dude, it's not that hard. And they're like, dude, I just can't memorize stuff like that or get nervous in those types of situations.
Yeah, so it's the anxiety, test
Mhm.
anxiety.
So, dude, he gets on the road. Now, him and his sister know what I love about this scene the most is it shows you how entirely different two people's driver's tests are because
Yes.
it's so real. Like, when I took my driver's test, I went and then this other kid I knew, we were going the same day, and his test was scheduled right after mine. My test, I had a fire truck go off, blaring horns right behind me as
What?
I approached a red light. And it's like, Dom, do you know what the fuck to do in this situation? I'm like, do you know what to do in this situation? Dude, I had a guy speeding by me, driving crazy, jumping in and out of lanes.
Really?
Dom, do you know how to handle this situation? My instructor, he was a cool dude. Older dude. He's sitting there. He looked like a gym teacher. He's sitting there with like a windbreaker on and some like basketball shorts. And he's just sitting there just looking at me like, and I'm just like, "Please stop watching. I'm like,
Stop looking. It's like
I'm
you call
like,
you
yeah,
masturbating.
so I'm like,
Stop
yo,
looking.
for real.
Stop
I'm like,
looking.
watch the road, dog. I'm like, watch the road. So you know if you need to hit if you need to pull the e-brake or not.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
he's just looking at me like, does this? He's like, I know he felt like I didn't know what I was gonna be doing. And I'm like, dude, this is nuts. I'm like, I get all the crazy shit on my test. And then for the parallel, he's like, all right, parking between these two cars. I'm like, dude, I swear it was like his, bro. That
was
the back
great.
of his
Yeah.
door open, yo.
And the guy was walking
I was
behind
walking
him with his tire.
I was like, oh my god. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Because like it seems like no matter where you take your test, parallel's the last thing they have.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I think it's the most nerve wracking.
Yes.
They know that, so they're
Yeah.
like, make it last so they can like breeze through the rest and then just focus on that.
Yeah. If you're gonna fail, this is how you're gonna fail.
Yeah. So I mean, I whipped it, bro. I did a great job. Kid after me had a simple test. He was like, bro, I had nothing go wrong. But he failed.
Really?
He failed and I passed. And I was like,
Wow.
yep. He's like, bro, he said I ain't changed lanes right. He said I didn't parallel good and all. I'm like, he's like, but I had a fucking fire engine blaring. I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
So he gets on the road, right? His sister gets this hippie ass, like chill dude who clearly is attracted to her. I don't
Yeah.
know why. I'm like, bro, this girl is way too young for you. Like, what are you looking at? But he's clearly, yeah, he wanted a fine cut. She wasn't.
No,
cute, though.
he doesn't know.
Yeah, he don't know. But I mean, she wasn't.
It's not like it was Mercedes.
No, exactly. That's what I was like. I mean, I don't know, whatever. It might be his flavor. It didn't seem like that guy. Seems like a surfery kind of dude.
Yeah,
It didn't seem like he'd be attracted to her, but whatever. He clearly, because he was looking at her like, hey, he got in the car like,
Hey.
yeah. I was like, no, this guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, she's already going past just because he likes her.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this girl's test, bro. His sister's test, breezy. Basically going through suburban neighborhoods.
Yeah, no traffic.
No traffic. He didn't take her on the highway or nothing. When she paralleled, bro, she had about 200 feet between each. She had so much room. She could back into it and like drive up and straight out, bro. It was so much room. I'm like, yo, she had the breeziest test. Now, let's talk about my man Les's test. And after we talk about the driver's test, I'm going to speed everything up.
Okay. Because this is an important part of the movie.
This is the best part, and it's one of the most important. Because the whole time, I'm literally cracking up at this because it just reminded me so much of real life. Because I know everyone's driver's test story is different. None of them are the same.
Yeah.
And that's why I like hearing about people's driver's tests. So Les gets in the car. He's got my man James Avery, Uncle Phil, rest in peace, as his driving instructor.
And as you just found out, the voice of Shredder in the 80s Ninja Turtles
I
cartoon.
did not know that, and that is dope. So James Avery already looks pissed off.
Oh, always.
Dude,
he was also in Fletch. Remember?
He was in Fletch. Yes, I remember him in Fletch.
Yes.
Fletch is great. We should probably do that one day.
Yeah,
but
that's a great film.
We could do like Fletch is a series from the old to the John Hamm one.
Yeah, because John Hamm did a good
job. Yeah, he did a good job. I'm like, I like him.
Yeah.
So this man, first thing, he's already pissed off. He's like, he looks at him like, you young little punk. He's like, so he gives his whole speech about how he doesn't give a shit about any of the driving shit.
Yeah, he's like, I don't care about clipboards.
I don't care about clipboards. He said, this clipboard, fuck that shit. He's like, I rely on one thing. This cup of coffee. He's like, because in this world, this cup of coffee is one of the only joys I have in this piece of shit, disgusting ass place we call Earth. He clearly hates life and hates everyone in it.
Yeah, well, he works at the DMV.
He works at the DMV. You deal with assholes all day.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh God, this guy. I was like, this would be my worst nightmare if I got this instructor. This coffee cup, it's a 7-Eleven coffee cup. It's like 6 fucking ounces.
Yeah, it's the tiniest.
It's the tiniest little. It looks like a Dixie, like one of those tiny little Dixie cups.
It'd almost be like an espresso. Right?
Yeah, bro. I was like, those cups. You go to the doctor's office and you pull a little cup out the side of the water fountain, bro. It's like one of them, paper as fuck. Thin, no lid. And this motherfucker has this hot steaming coffee, and it's filled all the way to the top. Bro, that thing, if you put 2 drops in there, it's spilling over. 2 more drops, that shit's spilling. It's filled to the brim. This man puts this coffee on the dashboard
of a Ford
Escort stick shift.
Yeah, it is a stick.
It's
right.
a stick because I drove stick for pretty much all my life.
Yeah,
I don't have a stick anymore. It makes me so sad. But I drove stick all my life, so I know about driving stick. I know how it bucks and all that.
That's why I had him stop.
Stop where he had him stop to see if you know how to get up a hill.
Yeah,
that's why I was like, this kid can drive because I'm like, this kid's gonna fail this shit. That's what I was saying. I was like, he's gonna miserably fail.
It's a tense scene.
It is. I'm like the whole time. I'm like, oh my God. Like, so this coffee's on the dash, right? And luckily he is drinking.
Yeah,
as he's going along. But he's drinking the coffee, bro. This kid gets the worst test of all time. This motherfucker puts him on in rush hour traffic on the highway, telling him to make a lane change. It's like, make it right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo. The coffee is like shaking.
Yeah, it's like Jurassic Park.
Yes,
I'm like, T-Rex is coming.
Yes, bro. And like, I'm like, oh my God. Every time, like, I'm just waiting. He's like, bro, don't burn me. He said, you don't burn me, you pass.
Yeah.
And I'm like, truthfully, this guy's probably like, listen, I don't really give a shit how you drive. If you don't spill this coffee, I'm gonna give you your license.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, because if you drive bad, you're gonna spill it. So it's that simple. So this motherfucker has him Dude, he's in a stick shift now. Any of you ever driven a stick?
Yes.
It's great. It's fun. When it comes to hills and braking, you really have to know what you're doing. Now, there's a few techniques you can use to drive up a hill, especially a steep one like he was on. They're in probably LA. I think they shot this scene in San Francisco. Bro,
They would have had to, yeah.
this hill is basically a wall.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
what it
this
looked
is
like.
the
Yeah.
steepest hill I've ever seen in my life.
I expected Bullet to go
Yo,
over the. Yeah.
It literally looks like a giant roller coaster hump. Like, you know, when you go up and then you're about to go down, that's how steep this hill is. It feels like a wall. I'm like, bro, this is like mountain climbing. I was like, this is the steepest hill. Now, obviously, there's a stop sign at the top with a white line there where you stop at. This driving instructor tells this motherfucker to stop like 10 feet behind the white line, which is not only more difficult, it's pissing everyone off behind him.
Yes.
So they're like, why is this
That was a nice car behind
Yeah,
it.
it was too. And anyone who've never driven a stick, let me tell you what happens if you don't know how to get up a hill. You roll the fuck back and not slowly.
No.
I'm like, you will roll back
you don't
fast.
Get the balance right.
Yes,
The clutch
that
and the
shit
gas.
just, dude, it drops them instantly, especially if you got an older stick, bro.
Yeah.
And that shit was an 80s boy. That thing's 100% you. The beauty about a stick is you control its every single motion, unlike an automatic that typically moves itself in a lot of situations.
You have to know the clutch, though.
You have to know the clutch. Every clutch is different. Some are tight, some are loose.
Yeah.
So, yes, that's what I'm like. Driving a stick, it's fun, but it's to take a driver's test in a stick, that's ballsy as shit. Dude.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but in the 80s, a lot more people drove them. So I'm sure a lot of driver's tests were taken in a stick. I'm pretty sure my mom took hers in one.
And if you think the DMV there, it was their vehicle.
That was their vehicle. So you got to know how to drive a manual transmission.
Yes.
The sister wasn't driving one, though.
I don't think
definitely
she was.
An automatic.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to take a sip. But so I was vastly impressed with not only his driving abilities, but this kid at 16 knew how to drive a stick shift already. Yeah. So I'm like, he's been practicing and driving. So he stops in front of this line. And bro, that coffee,
oh my god,
it's leaning, and I'm like, oh, bro, I'm sitting there holding my mouth. Like,
I'm sweating.
I was literally like, bro, this kid. And he used a special technique. He was smart. He used a technique to get up the hill. He pulled his e-brake. And what you should do, especially if you're a new strict driver and you're trying to learn how to get up a hill, especially a hill like that, is that's one where you have to have your gas clutch balance like A1. Like I said, this hill, where they found this hill, I have no idea.
Probably Frisco. You're
seriously,
probably right.
That shit was steep. So what he did was he pulled his e-brake up, and what you can do is you can roll the clutch and the gas and start revving it and slowly e-brake down so you don't roll back at all, and it'll just propel you forward. That's a technique I learned very early on, and I saw he use that, and I'm like, whoever taught this kid to drive really knew what they were doing. So I'm like, he does not spill that fucking coffee. He gets up that damn hill behind that line. I was so impressed. I was like, this is it. He's about to fail right here.
Yeah.
And then it's parallel time, which is probably the funniest part of the whole test. Because a lot of the tests, you're laughing, but you're like kind of like, oh my God. Like, because that damn coffee, and like they put the camera on the coffee and you just see it moving and you see the top, but he is drinking it. So it is getting smaller. So this guy goes to parallel. He's like parked between these two cars. It's a giant van where the doors open outward.
Yeah, because guys are
unloading. Yes, it's not a regular trunk. So the doors are already out open. And the car behind him is very close.
Yeah.
This spot is just big enough to fit this car in it with that door open. One false move, you're hitting something. Bro, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, and of course his sister had a mile to park in between. This kid's got a quarter inch. He fucking gets that thing in there, no coffee spill. And he's even impressed with himself. He's like, Yeah, he's like, what's good? He's like, you ain't know. And
even with that guy walking behind him.
I'm like, there's dudes walking through the spot as he's parking. And I'm like, what an asshole, bro. You see him trying to park. So my man's is like, bet. He gets out. They go back to the DMV. A girl runs across the parking lot. You can't see her coming at all.
Because she's like, I passed.
She runs. Dude slams the brakes. That coffee cup flies off that dashboard right onto the instructor's shirt. But He drank it all.
True.
He said, "You got lucky, Anderson."
Yeah.
He said, it's empty. I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "I've been so pissed."
What
if he failed because of that?
What does he say to him? He's like, "See you, like something sometimes, soldier." I forget what he said to him. It was like a military thing.
Remember?
Yeah, it was funny.
But I'm like, yo, that whole scene had me dying, yet had my heart racing all at once. That shit was funny. So he passed. He goes in the DMV, they hand him his license.
Yeah.
And real quick, he takes the worst picture. And real quick, the DMV, they're like, hold on, bro. The one chick want to talk to you. They fixed the shit. They found out he didn't pass the
Yeah, they found out.
They took that license and ripped that shit in half. The DMV giveth and the DMV taketh away.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with the DMV. And that's what this bitch said to this guy.
Yeah.
And I started cracking up. I was like, oh my God, bro. Like,
and
only in the 80s. She was old, bro. Yeah. She was at least mid-50s.
Yeah.
Like,
and because then all those kids, like, Crowder's like, I'm a ticking time bomb.
Ticking time. Yo, yeah, she wasn't having it at all from the jump. She wasn't having it from the jump.
Yeah.
So.
And she's the one who was like, how different can you be from your twin sister?
Yep. So he fails. Yeah. And it's sad and he's all pissed. And I was pissed for him because I'm like, if you would have just saw this kid's driving test.
Yeah, you would.
I'd be like, listen. I'd be like, yo, holler at my instructor real quick, dog. Because I'd be like, look. I'd be like, ask that man, do I deserve a license? He'd definitely be like, yo, this kid can fucking drive.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I bet he can drive better than most of these kids who pass the written. You know what I'm saying?
Probably better than most of the instructors.
The instructors. I was like, this kid's rolling. He could drive really good.
He did do a great job.
Wait till he gets some actual real experience by himself. You know what I mean? That's when you really learn how to drive, when you're by yourself. So I'm like, I was very impressed. So he goes home, and everybody thinks he passed, and
he's not going to tell him.
He's not going to tell him any different, and he's
like, I'm a free man.
His homies and left him notes like, "Congrats, come pick us up."
Yeah,
like everybody, like, bro, his parents are like, "Yo, you're a free man," and like. He's going to tell his parents that he didn't pass, but then he couldn't tell them, and he blows it off and lies.
Yeah.
But he put the failed paper in his pocket.
And he didn't.
His mom does his laundry, of course, and she finds it. So they know he lied. He gets grounded.
Oh, his dad's happy.
And his dad's happy.
His dad's like drinking with him. He's like, you saved me
$26,000.
Yeah.
Yep. He's like, let's go. Yep. So his dad's like, cool, son. It's no big deal. Just 2 weeks. All good.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, gonna fly. He's like basically patting him on the back for it.
Yeah, yeah.
And so he's like, well, F. So he's avoiding pretty much everyone. And she's like,
because he was supposed to go on that date.
Yep. So he's supposed to go on a date with Heather Graham. He's going to call her. And he kind of blew her off, didn't even call. And
no, he called her, and that's when his dad.
Oh, that's when his dad came in the room. That's
so he had to hang up.
So he hung up. That's right. Because
he found out that his dad knew. So there's no way.
He's going on the date anyway. Yeah. So it's like, fuck it. So he blew her off, which I think kind of turned her on. She called him, and bro, it's like 11:30 at night. It was so I was like, it was so late.
One of my many nitpicks.
That was one of my nitpicks too. I was like, bro, what? 16-year-olds about to just go out at 11:40 at night because they ain't get home till morning.
It's 11:40 and she's like, pick me up in 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm bored. And I'm like, yo, at this point, I'm watching a movie. I'm going to bed, bro. Like even in high school, like if I'm not already out at that point, don't get me wrong. I've done some high school late night rendezvous missions, but they were playing though. Chill, but it wasn't like an improv. I can't sit here and say I have no booty calls that late at one point or another, but not a first date.
Okay,
not a first date. But I definitely had some booty calls that late in high school. That's one thing, but. To go on a first, I'm like, listen, honey, we need to reschedule. What's even open that we can do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Archie's Atomic.
And the club.
Oh, yeah,
they definitely were old enough to get in.
Yeah.
But whatever. So he, in a very, very funny scene, I'm going to speed it up. In a funny scene, he steals the grandpa's Cadillac.
Yes.
And it's hilarious because the parents almost wake up a bunch of times. And the mom does wake up a bunch of times while he's out. And just narrowly misses noticing the car is gone, and it's fucking funny. She starts going into labor.
And because he takes the light bulb out. So dad is trying to get in there, into
he
the
turns the
garage.
light, he can't see.
Yeah.
So and then she tells him, forget about it. So it's
Yeah.
like, whatever.
It's okay,
But
I'm hungry now.
he made all this noise, busted the light bulb, opening the garage door. He pushes the car out the garage through the fucking bush.
Yeah.
It takes the bush out.
Yeah, because it
Like,
goes through the yard.
Yeah,
It's
dude,
the
it's
driveway.
just roll. I'm like, cuz, stop the fucking car. I'm like, what are you doing? And things just rolling. I'm like, this is already about to be bad. So he's out. He goes and picks her up. She's wearing this 80s ass outfit.
She is.
It's so 80s. Still looking good. It's still Heather Graham. She's still very pretty. So it's like, she still looks good, but I'm like, God, her outfit is fucking terrible. It's so 80s. That's why I felt like it was making fun of the 80s.
Yes.
And he's got that, like, the kids used to wear the oversized blazers in the 80s. That was like your going out clothes.
Yes.
He had the oversized blazer on with the polo under it, looking super fucking 80s, dude. Looking like you said, looking like fresh out of a John Hughes movie.
Yes.
This is when it really starts to become Ferris Bueller-esque.
Yes.
Because
it's Les Anderson's night off.
yes, it is. Like, so he goes out, he picks her up, they go to the club. Now, let me tell you something about Mercedes. Mercedes fucking sucks. All right. Mercedes sucks.
She only wanted to go to the club because she probably knew her
knew homeboy was going to be there.
They never say his name.
Never say his name. At least they might. But who gives a shit? He's not important.
Yeah.
But
we'll call him the Italian
We'll call him the Italian Stallion, right? So so she knows IS is going to be at this club, right? And they pull up to the front, and this scene, bro, so funny. A Corvette pulls up to the valet before him, bro. Oh, wait. See, look, he can't even contain. I didn't even say it yet. He's already laughing. That's when you know it's a funny scene. So the Corvette pulls up, right? The Corvette pulls up to the valet right before they pull up. And so he gets to see how valet works.
Yeah.
Bro, this guy's like, yo, take care of my car. He's like, yeah, sir, no problem. Bro, this valet hops in this Corvette. This motherfucker burns out, peels out of this spot, smoking tires, whips around the corner, and you hear a crash, bro. And you're like, what? I'm cracking up. I'm like, hell no, I ain't about to let y'all.
This is my grandpa's hoopty. How?
I'm not y'all park my car at all, bro. He said, fuck that. We park it ourselves, bro. The guy was like, keys? He peeled out. He's like, what about my tip? He's like, oh, you getting shit. I was like, bro. He goes and he parks on the side street. And he's like, oh shit, I can't park here. And she's like, oh no, you're good. It's Saturday.
Yeah.
So she basically convinces him that he can park there, even though he knew better. Mistake number one by this girl.
He keeps listening to shitty people.
Yeah. Mistake number one by this girl. So this man parks there. He goes in the club. She, of course, looks good and all that. So the bouncer's like, yeah, you can go in. And he's like, yo, I'm with her. He said, bro, you wouldn't be with her if y'all are Siamese twins. Because she's way out of his league. She's freaking taller than him.
Yeah.
Like, he looks like a child. And she looks like I could easily see, like, why an older guy would be attracted to her, but you know she's young, so it's like, you know, don't touch it till it's legal. But she definitely looked older than him. She was taller. Like she looked like his little brother. Yeah, he looked like her little brother. Sorry. So he's sitting out there like, yo, let me in. Yeah, but she's completely ignored him. She goes, takes a drink, downs it, confronts the Italian Stallion, and he got a new girl and all this. And
and it's only been like a day.
They've been broke up for 2 days.
Yeah. He's like, she's moving in.
Mm-hmm. Like, so, bro, he already had her. That's fine. That's fine what they were fighting about. Yeah. So,
that could have been.
That could have been. So, so she slaps him and she leaves and she steals a bottle of champagne right off the rocks, and no one says anything to her. I'm like, bro, she's probably still like a $200-$300 bottle of liquor, and no one said anything. So she walks out and he's like, you okay? And she's like, yeah. And she, they go out.
Her voice was that deep. Yeah. You okay? Yes. My balls just dropped.
Right, just dropped. Really, she my real name is Mercado. You know what I'm saying? So they go out, and what's happening? This motherfucker's car is getting towed because she told him to park there, and you couldn't. She don't care though. She's like, we got champagne, let's drink. And he's like, bitch, I don't want to drink. Yeah. So what does he do though? he chases the bull down. He hops on the truck And
Yeah.
the bull's like, yo, he says some funny shit. He's like, I done had deer, bear, all
Yeah.
that shit strapped to this
Yeah.
truck. He's like, you think you're 65 pound East Coast? He's like the most redneck dude.
Yes.
And he's like, sir, I'll give you whatever you want, whatever. He's
I'll give
like,
you all I have.
all I have. He's like, oh yeah, all you have? What you got? So,
He's like,
so he
85
stops.
bucks.
It was 80. It was like 80 exactly. He was like, 80 bucks. He's like, take good care of it when you put it down. He said, for 80 bucks, this motherfucker drops that shit on hard. I'm like, oh my God. So 80 bucks, he gets the car back. The girl's starting to get buzzed. She's been drinking the champagne. And she's a young girl, but champagne don't get fucked up like that. But at least not me. It just fucking gives me a stomachache. But so they drive out to essentially Lookout Point, you know.
Yeah,
so
where her dad used to
where her
take her.
dad used to take her, which I'm like, if your dad took you here, I am of high concern.
Yes.
Especially if it was at night.
This is
And
how she became roller girl.
This is how
That's her origin story. Daddy issues, right? We talked about it before. We never knew. This is the backstory. This is why she has daddy issues.
Oh, that is fucking great. That is
why-
probably one of the best, like,
This is why Jack Horner was so
this
important.
literally might be one of the best, like, weird theories of all time. like
That Mercedes
would make
Lane is roller
a
girl.
lot of sense. Because, you know, let's keep it real. A lot of these strippers, porn stars, sex workers, a lot of them went through trauma as kids like that.
Yeah,
You know, let's keep it real. Like, a lot of it stems from that. And that's not me knocking them in any way, shape, or form, because that sucks. But, like, a lot of this is bred from that. So it would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
We might have to just talk about that one day. That's funny. So they're at Lookout Point. They put some whack music on. It's not whack.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
fine. But
it's Frank
It's
Sinatra.
Sinatra, but he says something funny.
Strangers and
Yeah. Well, I think she was like, I think I'll have it in quotes. It's something like, she's like, I love this song, or this is the best song ever. And he's like, if that's what it is, you really are drunk or something.
yeah.
Kind of
He
quote
does
like
say
that.
something like
I have it in quotes. So
yeah.
they start dancing on the hood of his car, and this chick got her goddamn heels on,
Yeah.
fucking the hood all off.
And then she's like, I better take my shoes off.
Yep. And he's like, yeah, that's probably a good idea. Then she lays on it, dents it. I'm like, this chick sucks. She's falling asleep. He thought he was about to get some sloppy. and I'm like, yo, she about to give him some, okay, this movie going there. And no, she fell asleep on his lap.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
she passed out.
He is not getting no sloppy. I was like, he knew that was too good to be true. And
yeah, it's not 16 Candles.
yeah. So
Yeah, there's a little bit of that because you think like, hey,
hell, Corey Haim could have played Farmer Fred or whatever.
Farmer
Ted.
Yeah,
like,
he could have. He would have
definitely could have played him. I'm
Yeah.
like, he probably was too young then, right?
Yeah, because he was only like 15 or 16 when they were
And
filming
that's
this.
88. So yeah, that he would have been too young, but he could have in a recast.
Yeah, he would have been incredible.
But, yeah, he would have. But so she dents the hood, and this is when they go see the homies. So he goes to see Dean and Charles finally because he's been blowing him off all day because he didn't get his license. Because you know, if he got it, he would have went there before he went home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So he fixes the car, bro, pretty nice. And he's like, damn, bro, you're great. It's good as new. And they're like, bro, we want to see the license, all that. And he flashes him school ID. And he's like, it's a problem. Now, he's got Mercedes has been passed out this whole time. The homies convinced him to go to like this little drive-through like burger spot, which another thing I love about this movie, it just shows you like how hanging out was back in the day.
Yeah.
This place had like the vibe of like, if you've seen Dazed and Confused, like when they go to the little drive-in burger spot.
Or like American Graffiti.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody with their whips,
Yeah.
chilling, and your car was like super important. Like you had to have something dope.
That's why you needed a car to get there.
Yeah. And you couldn't pull up in like something whack either. Like, because you pulling up in something whack is almost worse than not having a car at all. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, dude, you gotta have something dope. So they're like, yo, we got the caddy like pulling up. So they pull up. They in a very tense driving scene where dumbass Dean is taking pictures in the car and he's blinding fucking Les, and they start whipping off the road. He doesn't know about hydroplaning.
He doesn't. Wait, before that though, they're at a stoplight.
Oh, and they race and they're driving super slow.
Yeah. Because these guys pull up next to him,
and they're like, let's race.
Yeah, they're like, hey girls, is that your grandma's?
Yeah. And he's like, dude, I love you, but damn, we're getting smoked by a street sweeper.
Oh yeah. Like, and he's like, I don't want to get a ticket on my first night
driving. He's on the highway going. He's got it on 55 cruise control, so he does not go over or under. And like everybody's honking and shit.
Yeah.
It's funny as hell.
And then Dean
But Dean is taking pictures
because
now.
Charles brought the camera.
Yes, and something that hasn't. This is a pre-not aged the best. Yeah, a pre-not aged the best. Cameras with flashing on the car, but also taking pictures of passed out girls'
underwear.
Yeah, I was like,
well, Dean is a creep.
He is, and I was like, this is not good, feller.
Yeah,
like this definitely wouldn't fly today, bro. I'm like, so. Yeah, he's taking pictures of Heather Graham while she's passed out in her bra and shit. And I'm like, this is getting trippy. But anyways,
because Les is like, do her shirt up.
Yeah, dude. And I'm like, bro, y'all acting a fool. So
yeah,
they acting a fool. So, but they not crash. They go through a fence, almost crash. And he's like, look at that scratch, bro. Tiny ass scratch. There's a tiny ass scratch right above the keyhole. Yeah. And it's so small. He's like, bro, your dad won't notice the motherfucker's 45 and wears glasses, bro. And I'm like, he's like, you ain't gonna see that shit. It was small, but I'm like, dude, I know people who are crazy about their cars and they would notice that shit. Like, I know some people. But
he was stressed out, and I think that's what he had to focus.
Oh yeah, and he was like, we're not going nowhere. We ain't doing shit.
We're going back home. Screw Archie.
Screw everything. It's over. And so. Dude, they convinced him to go. They put Heather Graham in the trunk because she's going to be a cock block. So they put her in the fucking trunk with like blankets and shit.
Yeah.
And she's just in there passed out like, bro, most of the damn movie.
She's like, night.
Yep. And so they go. Dude, Corey Feldman actually had a little game, pick up 3 little trippy looking chicks. But of course, they fuck up because they hit the dude's door.
The same dude they were drag racing.
They were dragging. Well, he was drag racing. Charles hits the door by accident, of course. I'm like, God, friends love fucking your car up, dude. Like, God, bro, like when I first got one of my old cars, way back in the day, I was like 18. Oh, my boy, I let him smoke a fucking cigarette and they burnt my goddamn roof. I was like, you son of a bitch. I'm like, God.
Terrible.
I'm like, dude, I just got this shit. I was so pissed. But your friends always do that shit in your car. That's why I hate a bunch of people in my car. So they fuck up. These dudes try and kill him. They rev off. They don't get to the girls and they peel out. But of course, in this, they almost fucking die again.
Yeah.
Because they constantly are almost dying.
Yeah, they are.
Dude, as soon as he picks them up, that's like he was fine before that.
It's all downhill.
It really is.
Because is that then when they drive by and they see like his sister getting arrested?
They see his sister getting arrested, yeah.
Yeah, because her communist boyfriend.
Yep, so his sister's dating a communist guy. And they're going to they're doing some revolutionary shit, which is not fleshed out at all. I don't know why.
It's not so. Yeah, and that's all you really know about it. What you said. So it's.
And she stole the Audi. She didn't steal it. I'm guessing she had permission to take it.
She took the Audi.
She took his mom's Audi.
Oh yeah, because he sees it getting towed.
Yeah, it's getting towed. And he's like, that looks like my mom's car, and it is his mom's car. And then you see the sister and the boyfriend, and she's like, Les? And he's like, don't tell him I was here. Don't tell him I was here. I'd be like, hey, but you got mom's car towed, so I got a little dirt on you too. So look,
and she's getting arrested.
She's getting arrested. I'm like, look, we can scratch each other's backs in this situation.
Yeah,
I won't say shit. You don't say shit. I'm like, even though at that current moment, it was looking worse for her than for him.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, here's a bit of a spoiler. You never find out how she gets out of jail.
Never. You never.
And that's an important part that you would think.
Because you're like, yo, because they bring up the boyfriend out here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because he picks her up.
Yep, he picks her up.
And he's like a weirdo.
And the mom's like, all right, she don't like him. All right away. So after they get out of this communist situation, but then they go into a fucking DUI checkpoint.
Yes.
And of course, they're sober, but he ain't got no damn license.
This is when he confesses.
This is basically when he lets everybody know, okay, I ain't got no license. They're like, he's like, it's all good, bro. We're minors. They're gonna give us a slap on the wrist, bro. He's out frisking them and stuff. He's got them all evil spread. Right? That's what I'm saying.
Like,
he got a license, bro. He had a spread eagle and everything. I'm like, they're like, we're throwing a book at you. And
then they check the trunk.
Check the trunk. Heather Graham's in there sleeping. He's like, kid, what the fuck is going on here?
He's like, who is this? He's like, my date.
Yeah, he's like, my date. And like, he's like, what? Some date? Like, so, but luckily, bro, the protest revolution it distracts the cops. They get a call to go. So he's like, you just got lucky, kid.
Yeah.
But one of the guys, now this is one of the craziest parts.
Oh yeah, because the guy they stopped before
him
was
he was in a Volkswagen Beetle. And
Yeah.
he is faded, bro. Like this dude's he's incoherent. So this guy, while all this is happening, they're taking Heather Graham out the trunk. Motherfucker steals a car.
Yeah, he's like, oh, a Maserati.
I'm like, bro, this is.
He's like, oh, a Maserati and keys.
Yep, and he takes off.
That dude is actually funny.
He was hilarious, bro. He's singing one of the best songs of all time. That's Life by Frank Sinatra.
Yes.
And I'm singing it with his drunk ass. And I'm like, I just pick myself up and get back. And he's drunk. He's all off key. This dude's crashing and he's scraping the side.
Oh.
He smacks the car. The bumper falls off.
Yes.
Dude, the windows are getting fucked up. He throws up in it. It was bad, bro. He fucked that whip up. And because at first homeboy's like, bro, it's just a sign. I can fix that. And then it starts getting bad. It's like, oh, bro, this started to get out of my pay grade.
Oh, wait. This is actually after Archie's Atomic. Did we talk about? Oh, we did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. I was like, we went through that whole thing.
I'm so confused. I'm like, God, so much happened.
So much. I'm like, yo, now that we're going through, I'm like, dude, a lot of shit happened.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo. So this guy fucks his car up. And they finally, because they're chasing him in his car.
Yeah, in the Beetle.
Yeah, in the Beetle.
Because Charles says something about, can't we just whatever with this car? And he's like, how am I going to convince my dad that this is a Cadillac?
This is a Cadillac, right? He's like, I'm so dead, they might as well bury me twice.
Yeah.
I was like, so bro, they do eventually get this motherfucker passes out driving.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
it was so bad. They eventually get him to stop.
Oh, yeah. Well, because Les dives from the Beetle to the Cadillac. And then his shoelace gets stuck on
the joint.
on the lock thing. Yeah,
he does some Mission Impossible. Yeah. Tom Cruise and some psycho shit.
He does.
And all the homies are like, "Yeah, bro, you're the man. You're the best."
Yeah, and this is 8 years before the first Mission Impossible.
He was going nuts. He was driving crazy. And he gets the car back, but at this point, dude, the car is fucked.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, guys. Night's over, dude. He's like, I got to get this bitch back home.
And honestly, his friends at that point were like, this is the best
night ever. They're like,
this
is the best night ever. He said, dude, definitely worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
He literally said that. So he's like, I'm taking y'all motherfuckers home, drops them off. They're like, bro, this was lit, all that. And I'm like, bro, I'm dead. I'm dead.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and he's easing into the garage.
So he's trying to slowly get in the garage, right? And the car is all fucked up. And dude, the handles are going. No mirrors, the window. The window caves in at one point.
Oh, the back window.
Yeah, I was like, God, it's so bad. So he parks that thing in there. Now, his mom started going into labor not too long after he left.
Yeah, I was going to say hours
ago. Yeah. And so she wakes up, she looks at the clock and is like, yeah, we can go a little bit later.
Yeah.
So I'm like, she's done this quite a few times now.
Yeah,
so I'm like, and she's done this enough.
Yeah, because she was
Did
just
she get birth to twins again?
Yeah, that's what they say. They were twins because he and
She
his
had
sister
two
were
of them.
twins.
Yeah.
They have the other
generation.
son, and then twins again.
I kill myself.
Yeah, especially at 40.
3 times pregnant, you get 5 kids. Come on, bro. That's rough. Yeah, that's rough, dude.
But twins at 40.
Twins at 40,
because they said the dad was 40. That's when you want to kill yourself.
He looked like he was at least 47, but
yeah, he did. But 40 in the 80s looked
40 in the
60.
80s looked old. Yeah, definitely did. Look at Dan Aykroyd, bro.
Yeah, and look, we were just talking about Chris Christopherson.
Yeah, bro, he was looking 70s all his life.
Yeah,
but he had a look to him though, flavor.
He was weathered.
He was, yes, he was a silver fox.
Yeah,
definitely. But so he pulls in, and his parents are finally about to leave to go take his mom to the hospital. The dad comes out, and of course, he sees the now. Well, first they told the Audi. Well, they towed the Audi home, and the Audi's all effed up.
Oh,
and then he sees the Audi, and he's like, "Oh, what the?" And then he sees the Cadillac, and he sees the bushes fucked up.
Yeah.
He's
and the skid or the tire
tracks.
Yeah.
I be thinking someone broke in and stole the shit. I was like, yo, what? So he's looking at the caddy like, bro, what the fuck? He's like, Then he looks inside, and
Yeah.
Les is laying on the floor, like trying to hide.
Laying on the floorboards.
And
Yeah.
he flips out, obviously.
Yeah.
Long story short, the mom's like, listen, we got to get going.
She's like,
let this motherfucker drive it. And he's like, Dad, I can do it.
He's like, it's a good thing your mom didn't go into labor last night.
He's like,
I am in labor.
Yes,
Yeah.
I had that in quotes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I am in labor, dummy.
So they drive there, and the car fucks up. He can't put it in gear when they stop at some point. So this motherfucker literally has to put it in reverse and drive them motherfuckers backwards to the hospital.
Yes.
And he whips it. I'll give him that. He whips it somehow.
I like how his dad's like, drive like you have a license.
Like you have a license. And he's driving through stands,
Oh my
fruit stands
God,
and
yeah.
stuff. But they're
That's-
really impressed.
That's like the best scene in the whole movie.
It's wild.
And just the look on his face as he's
as he's doing it.
yeah,
And
because even he can't believe
he
it.
can't believe it. And when they get there, his dad's basically like, dude, you killed it. Like,
Yeah.
like shit. He's like, it ain't that bad. Grandpa, he ain't even gonna notice that shit. Like, he ain't worry about that shit. Then they're doing, first of all, why? Another nitpick I had.
Yeah.
Why in the fuck is there massive construction
In front of a
blocking the
hospital?
main entrance to a hospital? I was like, why
That's a
is
good
this?
question.
I was like, why is this here? I
That's
was
a
like,
great question.
they would never have the whole lanes and shit
Unless
blocked
they're
off.
building the hospital.
Yeah, I'm like, that's the only. There's no way. I'm like, this is the main entrance, bro. Why?
Yes.
So he's coming in so fast, like he goes by the construction, flips it around, and parks.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
a
Yeah.
fucking beam drops on the damn car.
Luckily, everyone was out.
Yeah, everyone was
Because
out.
his dad had told the brother to drive.
Yeah, and so,
The
yeah,
younger
he was.
brother.
I'd rather this motherfucker. He was so mad at
Yeah.
Les.
Yeah.
But I'm like, dude, my thing is this. Couldn't they sue the fucking construction people?
They
Get the
probably
car?
could,
I was like,
yeah.
I'd be like, yo, don't worry about it, son. These motherfuckers about to pay for the Cadillac.
Yeah.
I'd be like, shit.
Unless there were signs like no parking.
no parking. That's
Yeah.
the only way I could think of.
Yeah. Of course, the dad is like, pregnant lady.
Yeah. So
He turns into Jerry Lewis.
he does.
Pregnant lady. Like, what?
So she has a baby. They get home. It's all cool. Grandpa comes up. Where's my caddy? First
Yeah.
thing he asks for, he's just gonna want to see his grandkids.
Yeah.
He's gonna want to sit back.
He doesn't want to see
relax.
the new baby.
He's
doesn't
gonna want to
give a
chill.
shit.
He didn't give a goddamn. He wanted his car, and so they show him the Cadillac, and they ain't done no improvements to it.
No.
The thing's basically split in half,
Yeah, yeah.
and he laughs because this motherfucker totaled the Beamer.
Yeah, he's
The
like,
Beamer looks worse than the Caddy.
It does,
Honestly,
it
it's
does,
flat.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
flat. He's like, son, you wanted a BMW? Here you go. He said, actually, Dad, I'm good. I got a Mercedes. And Mercedes pulls up in a car to pick him up.
Yeah.
He dips,
a,
bro.
a cabriolet.
Yeah, yep. And
Yeah.
he dips. And so he kind of got out of this shit scot-free. Because
Yeah.
it's like, yo, him fucking the Beamer kind of canceled the Caddy.
Yeah.
So they're both going to have to, like,
Figure it
figure
out.
it out. And I'm
Yeah.
kind of off the hook.
Yeah.
'Cause what can you say at this point?
And he got the girl. in
And
the
he
end.
got the girl. So it's a happy, fun little
and then
ending.
and then you hear Billy Ocean. Get out of my
Yeah,
dreams.
get out of my dreams.
Into
Get
my car.
out of my dreams.
Get in the backseat, baby.
Yeah, I was like, this song sounds like, when you listen to it now, it's like,
Yeah, it's a little creepy.
yeah, I'm like, but I was vibing with it because I was just into the whole film.
Well, dude,
so.
Billy Ocean was great.
He was, so.
Caribbean Queen
Hey,
or Caribbean Queen, depending on how you want to pronounce it.
whatever, it's clever.
Yeah.
So that's the film. It's a wild, goofy, doofy ass 80s ride. It's got a bunch of dumb stuff in
But it's
it.
enjoyable.
But it's very enjoyable. If you like 80s movies, you will like it.
Yeah.
If you like just silly, goofy movies, you'll like it, bro. It's fun. It's a time capsule piece. It's like if you were gonna have an 80s night, that's definitely a fun one you could throw on there for
and,
sure.
and I think it's like almost like a hidden gem is what I told you.
I think
because,
it is.
Because a lot of people don't think of it when they think of the Corey movie.
Yep, they don't. And I never really hear anyone talking about this movie.
Yeah.
Like that. Like, you talk about like classic 80s, this movie's never brought up.
No, but
Like-
it's maybe because it's towards the tail end.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like out of John Hughes's web, so like I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if John Hughes would have directed this, I don't think it would have been that much better.
Yeah, no, not really.
Like it probably would have made a little more sense in some areas, but like
Yeah,
whatever.
But still, like, it's really a showcase for Corey Haim, and maybe
Yes.
that's why people. I hate to say this, maybe that's why people didn't attach to it as much because he did carry this movie.
He did.
It wasn't as balanced with
as
like
some
the other
other
Corey
ones.
Feldman
Yeah,
film.
he snapped, bro. He
was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Just think about it. Did you ever see Lucas?
Yes.
Yeah, because that's like Winona Ryder,
Yep,
Charlie
Winona,
Sheen, Courtney Thorne-Smith.
Yeah, I'm like, that's a studded young cast.
And he was in what, Silver Bullet with Gary Busey, I think. It's like
I never saw that.
I think it's a Stephen King werewolf movie.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
He was younger.
Okay.
And then obviously The Lost Boys.
Mm-hmm.
But The Lost Boys is more like Jason Patrick, Kiefer Sutherland, even Alex Winter, who went on. Ted. Like it wasn't.
Dude, fucking the chick who plays Star. She's in Twister.
Jamie Gertz.
Jamie Gertz. She's she's like one of the richest people ever, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, holy shit, she's that hot and rich. Damn.
You've probably never seen it. There was a really good show in like '82. It was only on for one season. Ann Beats created and wrote it. She was one of the original writers on SNL. It was called Square Pegs. A young Sarah Jessica Parker, as like a nerd, her and her friend trying to get along in high school. It's incredible.
One season?
Yeah, one season. Square Pegs. Jamie Gertz was in it.
Okay,
She played like a preppy named. I think her name was Muffy.
That's a preppy girl.
That is a very preppy girl name. 90s. Yeah, incredible. Probably the first thing she ever did.
Bro.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry.
All right, so MVP. Corey Haim. It's no question.
Corey Haim.
He's no question.
At peak season, probably Corey Haim.
I said peak season, Corey Haim.
Yeah, it would have to be. It would have to be.
I was like, he's MVP and peak season. This is definitely his vehicle.
Yeah.
And I couldn't, license to drive, it's his car.
Yeah.
I can't really think of anything else. He really was, the guy in this.
Because even, Dream a Little Dream, it's him and Corey Feldman, but Jason Robards is in.
Robards, yep.
Jason Robards, at that point, integrity, he's a seasoned actor at that point.
I'm like, this was definitely his peak season and MVP.
Definitely.
Without question. Best quotes.
Okay.
All right, I'll run through mine and you can just throw in whatever you want. I'm allergic to dust and cardboard boxes. When the dad asked Dean to help clean out the garage, bro.
Yes.
He's like, I can't. I don't care what your commie boyfriend thinks when they're at dinner. And he's talking about the dude. Hey, dweebs, does your mommy hold your dick when you piss?
Mom's dropping him off at the party.
Yeah, I started cracking up, bro.
Yeah.
Shit, why don't they just give licenses away?
Oh, yeah.
When he's taking the fucking test. Fuck the clipboard. I don't believe in that shit, but I do believe in my coffee. Yeah.
You know what? Based on that performance right there, you're the recast for that.
I should be.
That'd be great.
Put a fat suit on.
Yeah,
because him being chunky is definitely a part of.
Yeah,
because you're like, dude, if coffee, it's getting all over this. guy. You know what I mean? There's no avoiding it. Yeah. So I put a fat suit on, definitely put a ball bag on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he said, "What you waiting for, son? Christmas?"
Oh, yeah.
Yes. That's bro. That scene, I was laughing so hard.
Probably one of James Avery's best scenes too.
Little cameo performance, one of the best cameos.
He's great as Uncle Phil.
Yeah,
but seeing him like that, it's totally
different. That's I was like, is that him? Because I was because he's a little bit younger, not too much, but I'm like,
it was probably 2 years before Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince dropped. So I'm like, he's a little skinnier too.
Yeah.
I was like, he put some weight on it there. But I'm like, yo, he's so different in this. He had me cracking for his son Christmas. I was
like, because the guy behind him, what are you doing?
Yeah. Don't fuck with the DMV.
Oh my god, that woman,
she was scary.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Boy, you wouldn't be with her if y'all were Siamese twins.
Yeah.
Les, I love this song. Well, then you definitely had too much to drink. I started dying.
Oh yeah, because the tape player ate his mix that he made.
Yep.
Yeah.
Unless you were into some kinky shit, I don't know about. This Mercedes, he has a dead battery.
Oh my god! Yeah, Dean.
Dean, bro.
Dean does have some great.
He has some lines, yo.
Yeah.
This is one of his best ones. Les, to live in fear is not to live at all.
Yes.
I was like, ooh, that's a good one. I was like, that's one for life.
Yeah.
Look, whoever thought you see a Mercedes get in the trunk of a Cadillac.
Yeah, that's a great.
He has a bunch of them when he comes in.
He has a lot of good ones.
There's another one from him. Why don't you guys go get us some dinner? I'm gonna go get us some dessert.
Oh yeah,
he's talking to the chicks, bro. I was like, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm so dead. I'm so dead. They're gonna have to bury me twice. And I think that's all I had. I think because from there on, I was just kind of like, this shit is nuts.
Here's the one scene before he takes the car. He checks to see if his parents are asleep, and then Ferris Bueller's it. He breaks the fourth wall, looking at the camera, and he says, he says, an innocent girl, a harmless drive. What could possibly go wrong?
Yep.
Yeah, and that should be the tagline for the movie.
Yes, it should.
Yeah.
I don't know how I skipped that one.
Dean, when they first show them in the house in the beginning, and Natalie's playing music as she's studying, and Dean's like, Natalie, I was wondering if you were driving 55 miles per hour and you collided with a runaway train, would it make any improvement on your face?
Your face, yep.
It's like, that's how you know Dean is an asshole.
He's an ass, yep. I was like, this guy.
Oh, how about Mr. Anderson? We had a college fund set aside for you. That's gone now.
That's gone now.
You had a free room and board, 2 trusting parents, and a social life. All gone. You had a TV, stereo, baseball, tennis racket, skateboard, a bicycle, all gone. You even had sunlight in the window in your room.
Yep, that's all gone too. Yo, that shit. I was laughing so hard at that scene. I could only grab.
Yeah.
Wait, I think I skipped some quotes.
Really?
Yeah, because I had some from him in that scene.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I had some. Wait, yeah. Let me tell you something. You were damn lucky your mother didn't go into labor tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I am in labor. Yep. And he goes to grab the door. No hand.
Yeah. His reactions are great.
It's so funny. Grandpa, where's my caddy? And then, right here, I don't need a BMW anymore, Dad. I already have a Mercedes.
Yeah.
So I was like, I think I put him in the wrong spot on some. Yeah, so I was like, I had a couple more. But go on, whichever ones you got left.
Okay, Charles. The friend with the glasses.
Mm-hmm.
The man is a drunken lunatic. Don't you think this is a little bit dangerous? Les, you're telling about dangerous. Charles, you want to know what's dangerous? Me going home and having to explain to my father that this piece of shit is my grandfather's Cadillac.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's so funny.
Oh, the DMV stuff, but we already said it.
Yeah.
Like you mustn't fuck with the Department of Motor Vehicles.
Yep.
We can make your life a living
Live in hell. Yep.
Yeah. Let's
Oh
see.
my God.
Dean says to Charles, you spasticated idiot. Yeah.
Charles.
Oh, here's a good one from Dean. Another good one. Les, that license in your wallet, it's not an ordinary piece of paper. That is a driver's license. And that patriotic music starts playing.
Music plays.
And it's not only a driver's license, it's an automobile license. And it's not only an automobile license, it's a license to live. A license to be free, a license to go wherever, whenever, and with whomever you choose.
Yeah, that's real.
It's almost like he's running for office.
Yeah, right? No,
yeah.
real.
Last name first, first name last.
Yep.
Anderson, Les Anderson. Buckle up, son. It's the real world out here.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Dude, that shit's funny as hell.
If you're lucky, she'll bite. That was what Dean says.
Dean says that. Yeah. Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
Oh my God. Hey Dad, did you take a look at that brochure I gave you? Yeah. And what did you think? A $23,000 BMW for a kid who hasn't had a job in his life? I think it's a great idea.
Great idea. Yep. He's like, and he said something about the insurance too. He's like, you got $3,000 for the insurance?
Yeah.
I was like, damn. So funny.
Oh yeah, what are you waiting for, son? Christmas,
yeah. So that
oh yeah, Dean, could you take the car out of neutral? We just got passed by a
street sweeper.
Yeah. Oh my God, there's so many great quotes.
Yeah, I was like, there's a lot of good lines in this movie.
Oh my God. Yeah, dust and cardboard boxes. You already said it. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, Charles, we're gonna be locked up with men who murdered and raped and robbed convenience stores. Dean, get the juice head to pull over.
Yo, the juice head. Yeah.
Not too bad for a kid without his license, huh?
Mm-hmm. Real shit.
Oh my God.
He should have it though. He should have had it.
There is so money. Oh, and poor Dean. Archie's come back. Come back when they're leaving.
He had chicks lined up, everything.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Stand back, children. Don't crowd me. I'm a living time bomb.
I'm a living time bomb.
That same woman. Yeah.
All right. What's age the best?
Honestly, probably the portrayal of like the tension and the angst of being a teenager going, and wanting to have your license and why, and then getting it or not getting
Yep.
it, and the pressure from your friends.
Yeah, because it's one of the biggest milestones in a teen's life. For
It is.
sure. It's like
really the first milestone.
Yeah, dude, you work
Yeah.
up. You're like, I can't wait till I'm 16. I can't wait till I'm 16.
Yeah.
Like you're just fucking waiting to get that license. Like, bro, I remember like getting mine. I'm like 3 fucking man. I remember I'm like, I asked my pop. I'm like, can I borrow your car? And he's like, oh yeah. I'm like, yeah, I can do this.
Yeah.
And
It's
when I
like,
got I saved up and bought my own car. Like maybe I think I was 17 when I bought my first own car, and I was like, yeah, it's mine.
yes.
No one can tell me what to do with it. No one can tell me who to have in it.
Yeah.
I was like, I paid the insurance on this bitch.
Look,
I bought this bitch. I have a license. It's mine.
It's Dean's speech.
Yep, it is. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, it was nothing like, dude, I was here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all, where we going? Where y'all want to go? We can go wherever. I don't care. It's legal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is very, very true. I had the thrill of getting your license as one, but you basically said that. I had the 80s vibe.
Oh yeah, totally. Because you could tell like that was the entire atmosphere.
Oh my God, all over it.
Yeah.
Intercoms in houses.
Yeah. What the fuck?
So cool though, man.
Yeah, but like
So
why?
nice,
yeah, that's
man.
right.
Like you don't see that too often, even now.
No.
When I went to senior week, the house we rented, it was 3 floors, so they had intercoms all rooms. It was fucking sick.
Wow.
I was like, this is great. Like, I'm old now. This was before everyone was just on their phones all the time. So it'd be like, yo, we going morning beer pong session.
Intercoms must be like the middle class version of like having the bells for
The
servants.
bells for servants. Yeah,
You know
bro,
what I
it must
mean?
be.
Yeah.
I had adventure movies.
Oh yeah.
That's Life by Frank Sinatra.
Oh yeah.
James Avery in a movie.
Yeah.
Rest
you
in
know.
peace.
Oh my god. Yeah, but yeah, he
Yeah,
always added a little something, even in Fletch.
salt. Yep,
He was
put a little
great.
Salt and pepper on it.
Yeah.
What's age the worst?
Well, like you said, the taking photographs.
Yeah, I said taking pictures of unconscious women.
Yeah.
I said ketchup on mashed potatoes.
But she was pregnant.
Yeah, I know.
Because remember
that
when
just looks
when
so
she
bad.
said she's hungry, she's like sardines and peanut butter or whatever she
Yeah,
said.
it looked. Ugh.
Yeah.
Putting drunk chicks in trunks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I have for what's age the worst. Just kind of some shit that people probably wouldn't put in a film now.
Yeah.
Besides ketchup on potatoes, that just looks so nasty.
Yeah,
It smells like that was my face. I was like, oh, that shit.
But you would
It
put
was
ketchup
so-
on French fries, though, right?
Oh, a little bit different. See, like
Yeah.
now that I'm a slightly health conscious, like I don't eat ketchup as much on potatoes because I'm already
Okay.
taking a starch, and I don't want that sugar and all that shit too. So
Yeah,
I will sometimes like in splurge mode. I'll like go, but they're fried, they're seasoned different. It's different.
Yeah.
Whereas like mashed potatoes should be like creamy and like you know what I mean.
Yeah, because you want
Because
to.
I like chives and shit in my.
Yeah, I was gonna say if they're seasoned, you're not gonna taste it. You're just gonna taste the ketchup.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just me. All right, most rewatchable scenes.
Oh my god, the
The
first
opening.
Yeah,
Yep,
the
I was like the
opening.
opening scene, the
Obviously-
party scene.
Yeah, obviously the DMV
Yep, the driver's test. Yes.
and like
the sneak out scene.
anytime he's driving,
Yep,
really.
well,
Yeah.
when he sneaks out with the car.
Yeah.
The valet scene. Oh my god! I was
Yes.
dying, bro. He whipped that shit. I was like, bro, I would have said the same. I'm like, this motherfucker
Yeah.
driving this car.
And the dancing
The da-
scene on the hood.
I literally had that next when they
Wow,
are
yeah.
dancing on the car, when they're driving slow on the road,
Yes. Oh yeah.
when
And
they
Dean's like, "What are you doing?"
when they drive through the fence.
Oh yeah.
when
Oh
they-
yeah. And then he like skids
he
to a
skids
stop,
and
right?
it's perfect stop.
Yeah.
And that's when he notices a scratch.
Yeah.
When they go to Allie's
Oh
or the place, what was it called?
yeah. It's Archie's.
Archie's, sorry,
yeah,
my bad.
Archie's Atomic.
Archie's, yeah,
Yeah.
I was Allie's.
Sorry, I was picturing the sign.
Yeah. So
And that's why
Archie's Atomic.
It seemed like I was on the fritz, but no, I was like, yeah, Archie's Atomic.
Mhm. When the guy steals a car.
Oh yeah, the drunk
Of
guy.
course.
Yeah, the juice head.
Yeah, the juice head. And then I had pretty much the whole ending.
Oh my god,
Like,
yeah,
You know, from the time he gets back
yeah,
to it's over.
yeah. That whole last,
That whole last like 10 minutes.
yeah,
Like,
it's
It's
incredible.
one long rewatchable scene.
Yeah,
So
so almost the entire film.
the whole
really.
film pretty much.
Yeah.
It's I think it's probably very underrated.
It's a
but
guilty pleasure,
It
too.
definitely is.
It should be right up there with like Weekend at Bernie's.
Yes,
You know what I
yes.
mean? As far as
I would
80s.
probably take this
Right.
over Weekend at Bernie's
Really?
on a personal level.
Wow.
I do like Weekend at Bernie's, but like my favorite film like this of this caliber, well, from the 80s, I don't know. That's tough. I have to really think about that. I like Fast Times too.
Fast Times is great.
But see, I like Dazed and Confused, but that's 90s.
Yeah, that is like
and
that's what
like
94.
that's a period piece.
Yeah.
So whereas Fast Times and this, they were all like present day. But best characters, I had Les and the parents.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you're right. You pointed out that like obviously Mercedes would be one of the worst,
I had her in worst.
and Dean.
I had Dean in worst. I had both of them in worst characters.
Yeah, they're the worst, and maybe the sister, but you don't know much.
You don't
about
know
her.
too much. That's why I was like, she ain't in it enough for me to like include her. That's why I was like, she's barely in the shit.
I think if their relationship was better, Les would have made better choices.
Yeah, and he probably would have studied with her. She would have been like, bro, sit next to me in case you just peek over or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because they definitely didn't fuck with each other at all. You know what I mean? So yeah, I had Les and the parents. Worst characters, I had Mercedes and Dean.
Yeah,
that's simple. Nitpicks. I already talked about the Ferrari getting fucking the school bus keeping up with a Ferrari.
Yeah, but
on
it wasn't
an open road
nightmare.
with no cars.
Yeah.
It was. I'm like, open road with no cars. Ferrari can't get away from a school bus full of kids.
Yeah,
but whatever.
Full of kids and chains.
Yeah, and chains. Yeah, that's a lot of extra weight.
Yeah.
Why were the written questions on this fucking test so easy?
Yeah.
Now I was like, dude,
I think to show how dumb he was.
Yes. Why were they doing construction right in front of a hospital?
That
was like, I was like, why? I was like, that's weird. I'm like, they would at least always have a lane open to get to the front.
Yeah.
Like, and they would have to like, they're gonna have to fix that shit in small increments. Because you can't, I just feel like you can't have the entrance of a hospital block.
Yeah, like not at all.
Right in front.
Well, then again, he didn't go to the emergency room. He should have gone to the emergency room.
You're right. He went to the front. You're right. Still, I'm like, cause they drop people off there,
they
just drop.
And there were pedestrians there anyway.
Yeah, there was.
So anyone could have gotten hit with it.
Yeah, I'm like, this is weird. Recasting couch. All right, so we were going back and forth.
Wait, I didn't do my nitpicks.
Oh yeah, my bad. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you had a lot, right?
Well, I actually just have two main nitpicks. Okay. My one is at the end. When he jumps into the cabriolet with Mercedes, as far as we know, he still doesn't have a license.
Yeah, he does. He definitely doesn't.
So he hops in, just drives away.
Wait, I thought she was driving.
She was driving. She gets in the passenger seat.
She lets him.
He hops in and just drives away.
Maybe he went and got it after a couple days.
I don't know, but they never
definitely
said.
Should have said like he got it.
Yeah, they never say.
They definitely. Oh, I thought she drove away. Man, I'm trying.
No, he drove away.
Okay. Well. That definitely would have been on my nitpick then too.
And my other nitpick is she calls him at 11:40.
Yes.
He picks her up after midnight because she says 20 minutes. He's like, I'll be there.
Yeah, 30. Yeah, he said half.
Now, whether he has a license or not,
he's after curfew.
Exactly.
Way after curfew.
That's my nitpick. I'm like,
that's why I was like, who? What team? Just about to go. You might just be coming home at that time. But I'm like, what?
Because even his sister, they show her license like provisional until 21.
Yeah, dude. And so it's just like here, like, they give you the vertical one.
Yes.
So you're 21.
Yeah, but you have to be 18 and then you don't have a curfew anymore. Mm-hmm. So those are my two nitpicks.
The cops, the first thing the cops should have been like, y'all motherfuckers out way too late.
Yes.
Right, yo. Yes. Man, that really is a nitpick.
But it's only because they show the time.
Yeah.
If they wouldn't show the time, I wouldn't have thought about it.
Make sure you know it's, and then you don't get home and sun's up. So I'm like, it's morning, dog. It's like morning.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
So he's driving on no sleep because he got up early the previous day to go to his test and fail.
Yep.
He's driving his mom to the hospital with no fucking sleep.
When you're that young, though, you don't need sleep.
You're like, I just need a candy bar.
Yep, for real. Like, give me a soda. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, that shit, that is funny. He went out probably, because I feel like it's 11 here in PA for, I think it's 11 under 18.
I think it is,
to drive at least.
Yeah, because
it might be midnight for like being out, but I think to drive it's 11.
Because you can only work until like 8 until a certain age, right? Until 8 p.m.
I think you're
during school. During school.
Maybe if you're under 16.
Yeah, I think it's under 16. So 14 and 15. Yeah.
So yeah, that's like you definitely. Yeah,
those are my two main.
That was a good one.
All
That
right.
was good.
Recasting
Couch. All right, so we were kind of just brainstorming these because all these actors are very young, and in
Yeah.
this day and age, we don't have a lot of young actors like this that are name brands. So we were kind of like, yo, who the fuck? So we're gonna do what a lot of films do and probably just cast some people too old for this.
Yes. So what I was thinking, okay, looking at Corey Haim, especially in this film, I think I may have read this probably around the time this movie came out. I believe they wanted to do like an Archie movie at one point and have him as Archie.
That'd be interesting.
He would have been
He would've been
incredible.
great Archie.
Yeah. So with that in mind, I was like, just take some of the people from Riverdale.
From Riverdale.
Because they're still in their early to mid 20s.
20s, yeah.
And I'm like, just throw them in there because they're already playing teenagers to begin with.
It's totally fine, dude.
You know what I mean? So like, what's his name? KJ Appa from The Hate We Give.
Yeah.
Could be Les.
Yeah. He's good. He's good.
And Cole Sprouse could be Dean.
Cole Sprouse could be Dean. Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah,
and
or even you could even switch them, bro.
Yeah, Cole Sprouse has a lot of charisma.
He would be a good Les.
He would actually be great.
He
You're
would be
right.
a good Les. Actually, I think I like them flipped.
Yeah, because Cole Sprouse proved in Riverdale that motherfucker could act.
He can act
beyond Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and he's really good in Lisa Frankenstein too. That just came out.
Oh yeah,
he's in that. He's good.
And that 5 feet apart or 6 feet apart, whatever that movie is.
I never saw that.
He was good in that.
He's probably good in it.
What him playing Jughead proved he had acting chops because Jughead was the best character in that show.
Yeah, everyone seemed to like Jughead,
and there's no reason why Jughead should be the best character other than Cole Sprouse made him great.
Yeah, and that's all.
And I have to remember that now. Like Cole Sprouse is a legitimate actor.
He's legit
for when we do like other recasts.
Yeah, right. And he's age appropriate for a lot of these guys.
He still looks young, but he's
we're always struggling with like 20s, 30s actors.
Yeah, but like
we can get old guys no problem.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to get the 20s, 30s guys. Like we always fall on fucking Tom Holland.
Yeah, Tom Holland and
Chalamet.
Yeah.
We always fall on
because that'd be easy.
Yeah,
but who would be Les? Who would be Dean?
Out of them two, Dean is definitely Chalamet.
Yeah,
Les would definitely be Tom Holland.
And then Zendaya would be
the girl.
Mercedes.
Mercedes.
Yeah. I mean that's like almost like a default.
It really is.
Yeah,
dude. And like we said, the Charles would be like any kid from Stranger Things.
Yeah. And actually, you're right. Will Byers, Noah Schnapp, is that, or is that the other guy?
No. That's
okay.
Noah Schnapp. I'm pretty sure. Will Byers. Yep.
Yeah. So like, he would be great as him.
Yep. That'd be it.
And I was thinking for the parents, dude. Paul Rudd and Judy Greer, the woman who played his ex-wife in Ant-Man. I think they would be the perfect as the parents.
They'd be good. Paul Rudd would definitely be good. I like him for the dad for sure. We could get a lot of people to play them. Like that's
because he's not as schlubby as the dad in this movie. But
I was thinking like David Harbour, bro.
Holy shit, he would be perfect.
Because he's getting older and he's got that dad thing going on.
But isn't he a little thinner now because of being in Marvel movies?
Right. He has thinned out.
But he would still be great.
Big, dude.
Yeah, because even as Hopper, he has that.
The Christmas movie he did.
With Santa? Where you're Santa Claus?
Santa. Violent Night.
No, I didn't.
Dude.
Was it good?
It's pretty fucking good, dude.
Or not, I loved him as Hellboy.
Dude, I liked him as Hellboy. I didn't see the second one. I only saw the first one he did.
No, he only did one.
No, he only did one. I thought they made another one.
It was the one, a new one's coming out.
Okay.
It was the one that Neil Marshall directed a few years back. It was actually good. He was great.
He was good in it. Yeah.
Because everyone loves Ron Perlman as Hellboy.
Ron Perlman killed it.
I get it. But yeah, David Harbour was incredible.
That was also Guillermo too.
So So
you're working with a great actor and director who both have worked with each other a whole bunch of times.
Yeah, because before that they did Blade 2 together.
They did Blade 2. They did a couple movies.
Then after Hellboy, I think is when they did Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, and he just kind of went Sons of Anarchy there, and got Charlie Hunnam too. So like. Guillermo's been working with fucking Ron Perlman since like the early 90s. They did Chronos, like one of his first movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because little do people know, Ron Perlman speaks French and Spanish.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's in a French movie called City of Lost Children. And I'm like, Ron Perlman ain't about to be speaking French, and then he's speaking French. I'm like, okay.
Did it make you wee a little?
Wee. But yeah, so yeah, I'm like, I thought about David Harbour for the mom.
You know what? That's great. David Harbour's a great
I mean, just for the bear factor, kind of.
Yeah, and he would look good in a bushy
He
mustache.
would, and I could see him just screaming at him like that.
Yeah.
At the end, bro.
Yeah, because the way that he is in Stranger Things, especially like the earlier
with
seasons,
11 and shit.
Yeah. I think, you're right.
Yeah, I like
How
David
dare you.
Harbour. Sometimes I gotta go with.
Yeah.
For the mom, bro, I was actually thinking somebody who has worked with Paul Rudd before. The chick from This Is 40.
Oh, Judd Apatow's wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why the fuck can't I think of her guy?
I know who you mean, yeah.
Right now.
Because she
I
was
mentioned
in
her name.
The Cable Guy.
Yeah, she's a
and-
40-year-old virgin.
Yeah.
Leslie Mann.
Yeah,
I was like,
thank
why
you.
can't I think of this bitch's name?
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, she would be perfect. You're right.
She'd be great.
Yeah.
Age appropriate, and she's funny. You know,
Yeah.
she can be funny like how what's her name?
Carol
Kane was.
Yeah.
Like, so that was who I was thinking of. But I'm like, yo,
No, those are-
Riverdale dudes, the Archie and Jughead,
Yeah,
they work for.
And you're right. Cole is better as Les.
Yes, I like
'Cause he
Cole as
has-
less.
I think he does have a little more charisma, and he has that whatever Corey Haim had. Like Corey Haim and River Phoenix were probably the best young actors of the late 80s.
Yeah,
Definitely. And
Oh, yeah.
and it's sad because they're both not around anymore.
yep. R.I.P. Fucking
But-
drugs, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. Unanswerable questions. I did have two.
Okay.
Obviously, what happened to his fucking sister?
Yeah, really. Like she was there at the end when the grandfather
Yeah, I'm
finally
like,
showed up.
bro, who bailed her out of jail?
Yeah, that's what we need to
Oh,
know.
what they do to her for the Audi? Because I'm like, she's in just as much trouble as Les.
Yeah, and her
as far as
boyfriend's a
I'm concerned.
communist.
Yeah, I'm like, as far as I'm concerned, y'all are in the equal amounts of trouble.
Yes.
So
For different reasons.
for different
but still.
reasons, but y'all still in trouble.
Yeah.
That was the main one I had. I was like, what happened to his sister? But now that you brought up the license thing, I'm like, when did Les get his license?
Yeah, exactly.
when did you
That's
get
the other
that?
one.
That was important.
It's
that
a
should have been
nitpick
at
and an
least
unanswerable
said
question.
like, you got it. They could have just been like, you got
Yeah.
it, and you could be like, you could show him
'Cause-
holding it up, whatever.
Because I know some time has passed because the twins that were just born are
Yeah,
never home.
they're a little bit like they look
Yeah.
like they've been at home for at least a few weeks,
But like the car's still a wreck. So how are they
Mhm.
getting around? Like that's the weird thing.
right?
They act like it's the next day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, what y'all taking the bus? Like,
Yeah.
shit. Like, for
Well,
real.
he did have a bus pass.
He did.
Yeah.
Get on the bus. Prop you'd want from the movie
Ferrari?
Ferrari.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think that was.
Yeah. Honestly, that cabrio was nice too. And it was
I like
sick.
the Audi too.
I
Yeah,
think
the Cabrio.
all
was nice.
cabrios are stick.
That was nice. I like the
Yeah.
Audi too. I was like, they had a lot of good cars in the
They
movie.
did the school bus,
I'm not taking
dude.
that.
If it can race a Ferrari,
right,
that's a kick-ass school
it's
bus.
a great car.
yeah,
Great guy. Oh, that's funny as hell.
crazy.
So, yeah, so that's so let's grade it.
You know what? I would give it a B plus.
That's what I was like.
Really?
I'll give it a solid B. I was
Yeah.
thinking like a solid B because I mean, let's
I
keep it
think-
real. There's a lot of dumb, goofy,
a
like,
lot, but I think
but-
Corey Haim's performance makes it a B
gives
plus.
it a plus. I'm
Yeah.
I'm totally cool with that. I'll
Yeah.
give it like an 86 to 88%.
Yeah, I was thinking 87 is what I was actually thinking in my head.
87's like right there. To B
Yeah,
plus.
yeah.
So I'm like, I enjoyed it far more than I probably should have. And I want to admit.
I'm glad you
like,
did.
I'm
Though.
about to go ahead and buy this on DVD or something.
That's
'Cause
awesome.
I'm like, I was sitting there dying, laughing loud, dude. I'm probably waking people up in the neighborhood. I was loud as hell, bro. That driver's test scene,
Oh,
I was laughing hysterically.
that's a
I was
classic.
like, gut wrenching, dude. That's funny as shit. I'm like, how has my mom never showed? Because I know she's seen this.
You might have to ask her.
I'm about to be like, Mom, why you never show me License to Drive? And she's gonna be like, oh my god, the movie's so funny. Like,
Yeah.
that's exactly what she's gonna say. I can't
and,
believe she never showed me this.
and ask Cora because I can't remember if she did see it. Or she probably
asked her.
did.
She probably did.
Yeah, because I'm sure I forced her to watch it.
She's gonna be like, wait, I actually have seen that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
She'll probably be like, Corey Haim was great.
Yeah. Right. If she
Yeah.
remembers who Corey Haim is, she might. She
Yeah.
might. She has a good memory.
Yeah.
Um,
And anyone who's seen The Lost Boys.
yeah, he blew up in there.
Yeah.
The film. Oh man, that's a great film. Kiefer.
Yeah.
Anywho, though, so next week, guys, Birdman, Michael Keaton.
Or what is it? The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance.
Yes,
Isn't that like the
It's-
subtitle?
It's long.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
like, I call it Birdman.
yeah, Birdman.
Inarritu's film, that Oscar winning. We're gonna do that for you next week, and you know what? It pairs well with our Michael Keaton episode we did. So
I think so because I think I was telling you last week, I never saw the whole movie.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So-
you're in for a treat.
Yeah.
The ending is so. The ending, I'm very curious to see how you're going to feel about the end. Okay,
Okay.
cool. Good.
Nice.
All right, guys. I'm Dom.
I'm Jamie.
This is Cutting Room Floor.